Hi guys, this is Kim with Fatty Catty Scrapper. Okay, so this is going to be my first part one of my tutorial for my accordion album. And this is what I kind of figured I want to do. Sorry, this is just scraps, excuse me. Okay, so I decided that I wanted to do an album that is this size. So your first page, and I'm going to unfold this, your first page is going to be, well, how would I describe this? Okay, sorry, I'm not making any sense right now. Hold on. So the actual page is going to be 5.5 by 7 1/4. Okay, so on your first page you're going to use an 8.5 by 11 sheet. Right now I have 6, but I may need to add on another one or take one away. I'll find out as we're going along, because I kind of just do these as I'm going along. I don't really have any pre-plans. I just knew that I wanted to do another accordion mini album, but I didn't want to do the same measurements as the other one. I wanted to do one that was a little bit bigger and could hold, you know, like a 4x6 photo or a 5x7. So if it did hold if you have 5x7, it's going to be really tight in there, but I would suggest 4x6. And so, anywho, this is how I'm going to do it. On the first one, let me get out my new scoreboard from Kathleen. Okay, so basically what I did here was I scored here at well, let's just say you're going to cut it first. Okay, so you're going to cut it at the 6 3/8 and then 7 3/4. Okay, so then you're going to come back in when you're done, or you can do this at the same time. I do it at the same time 90% of the time. So but sometimes it confuses people. They want to score afterwards. So anyway, so you're going to turn it back this way, where the longest side is, you know, up and down instead of sideways. So this is going to be scored at the 1/2 inch line, and you're going to score it at the 6 inch line. Then you're going to turn it, and you're going to score at the 7 1/4. Okay, so you should have 6 of these, and then you're going to, of course, do your folds, right? So then it makes your page 5.5 by 7 1/4. And this is going to be like your little pocket. But what I want you to do, like I did on these, right here, I want you to just cut off this little itty bitty corner right here. Okay, so then it's just going to fold over like this. It's just a lot easier, and it doesn't make it like really thick right here at the end. You could leave it on and not cut it at all, but then it kind of is bunched up. So now at this point, you can, if you want to, put like an indentation in the center, you know, like a tab to pull. So I usually do that a lot. So it just depends on what type of design you want to do, or what punch you want to use for that. And then for the piece that's going to go on top, okay, so you're only going to have to put your score tape here and here, and then fold it over. Normally, without this fold over right here, you know, you would put score tape here too, but instead you're going to do the score tape here and here, and then lay it on top. And then this piece is cut at 5.5 by 7 1/4, so it's just 5.5 and 7 1/4. So at first I was thinking I wanted my album to be like this, and then I'm like, you know, I really don't know. I think I want to go this way. Okay, and then I'm going to show you in a few minutes where this accordion idea comes in. But I'm going to go ahead and you know, cut the rest of the corners on my other pages, and I'm not going to exactly how do you say, take these together yet. I'm gonna, you know, make my ultimate decision, but I'm really thinking I want to go this way. So, and you can do your other 4x6 ones that are, you know, height-wise. You can put them in here in the pocket, in the tag pockets, and then just pull it out. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think it's gonna go this way. Now, also, you're gonna need a cereal box. Okay, and this is the 20.5 ounce Fruity Pebbles. I'm not saying you need to use that, but this album is kind of going by the measurements on here. You will cut it up a little bit. So if it was height-wise, this would actually be perfect. You would not need to cut, oh, excuse me, hold on. This would be perfect. You would need to cut any off. I'm going to show you how this is going to work. It's kind of going to be like a binder almost. So, a weird binder, a folder binder, I guess. Anyway, for the papers that I'm going to use, I have decided to do Graphic 45's Raining Cats and Dogs. This is such beautiful paper, beautiful colors, very vibrant. I got this from Country Craft Creations, of course. I purchased the kit. So this right here is the tags and banners. Okay, aren't they cute? Okay, and then on this one is the tags and pockets. Okay, so you got that. Then I think there's 3 chipboards. I just have one of them, or maybe there is just one. I don't know. I'll have to ask Tamara about that in a few minutes. But so you have some of the tabs that are going this way. So it's up to you if you want to decide to, you know, use that indention for your tab thing on here to do your pullouts. Or you can do the rounded, you can do the scalloped, what, you know, it's whatever you want to do. And then I'm going to use one 8x8. So one 6x6, one 8x8. Chipboard, tags and banners. Okay? Tags and pockets, and then tags and banners. Really super simple. I think I try not to use tons and tons of paper. I know I've heard that some people use, you know, like 3 and 4 albums, or 3 and 3 paper, you know, 3 paper pads or something like that. No, I try not to do that. I just don't think it's really necessary. But anywho, let me go ahead and cut the rest of these up, and I will be back shortly. Thanks. Okay guys, so what I want y'all to do for this part is, okay, so on the first one and the last one, I'm going to put together. On the first one, I need the pocket going to the left. And then you're going to make several 1-inch strips, excuse me, several 1-inch strips, and then you're going to, you know, put a line, score it down the middle, and then you're going to put your score tape on here on both sides, okay, and then leave this side blank, of course. And so, and you're going to do this. Put it on here. Sorry, you're gonna hear my son singing in the background. Okay, so then the next page, okay, you're gonna do your pocket opening side this way, okay? And then you're going to tape it right here, okay? And then it's gonna kind of go like, you know, then you're gonna do it here, here. I mean, it's gonna be pretty interesting how this is gonna work. But it comes out really neat. So let me just get going here. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and tape all of them closed. I think it'll just be easier this way this time. So here's my next page, and I'm gonna go ahead and put my tape. And I'm running out of score tape, great. Okay, hold on 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. I'm gonna get some more score tape.
Stop talking to yourself.
Mia, I have it on recording now. Okay, sorry. Okay. I found some 1/4 inch tape, and I'm gonna work with that too, along with some 1/8 inch. Okay, so I went ahead and I folded, you know, I taped this one up too. So now I have the open pocket going the opposite direction. So you're gonna go ahead and line it up and butt it up against another one, just almost. Leave just a little itty bitty space. Fold it over. Then you're gonna use your bone folder, which is mine. Okay. Okay, so now I have a pocket on each side, if that is making any sense. Okay, so then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna flip it again. I'm gonna turn it this way. Oh no, I'm gonna leave it this way, sorry. Okay, so now I'm gonna add on another flip. So let's see how this is gonna go. This way, and then and I know a lot of people go to the edge with their tape. I go almost to the edge just in case I don't want to go like too over, because if I do, and then on this one I didn't go over enough, then you're going to see some tape hanging out. And that kind of saves it. It's just something I do. You don't have to. Okay. Oh, I forgot to mention too that I did on this particular, at these ends, I went ahead and I made a little corner mark, and you can actually do just a really tiny sliver on this end, the open end too. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and remove the tape, lay this down, remove the tape, lay it down. And then I just kind of line it up as closely as I can. And then just you see, so I was right. It did not exactly fold over. It happens. It got a little more extra space on this side. So if you want to, you can come in, excuse me, come in and cut that off. Sorry, normally I'm much better at this. Here we we go. Okay, what I love about black is you can hardly tell. Okay, so now we have this open end, and then we want to have the open end on this side, okay? So, I mean, you can either make all the opens on the same side. That is up to you. That's, you know what, as a matter of fact, I think I just might do that. Maybe not. So it's going to go something like, you know, fold over, go ahead and get my, this one, I'm going to go ahead and use the 1/8 inch. It's just easier for me so that I don't have to use up so much tape. Pull out my strip. And then I'm going to attach my hinge. Fold this up so there's none hanging over. I'm going to attach my hinge here. Okay. So now you have this. Open pocket again on this side. So I'm gonna attach my tape to the other hinge side. Remove it. Flip over any hanging over, just fold it on top of the other. And then again, remember, leave just a tiny little gap. Make sure you try to get them really almost touching. And then get that in there. Okay. So now we kind of have this little accordion thing going on. Okay. So if y'all understand, I am going to finish this portion up and then I'll be right back, okay? Thanks, guys. Hi guys, I'm back. So hopefully I'm going to be better explaining this. It's kind of late, and so I normally try not to do videos at nighttime because I get dumber as the night goes on. But anyway, so this is what I am doing. I went ahead and I cut off part of the bottom half of the box. Let me show you about how much I cut off. Because as you, if you use the top of the box, you know it's been opened a lot, and so the board is more, you know, wrinkled and worn, okay? So I just cut off a little portion of the bottom of the box, and I'm going to use the lower half of this. So I know that basically I want it to be about this length. So this is right. I mean, this is like perfect. Okay, but what I want to do here is I want to cut, you know, the other portion of it off, but I want to leave an 1/8 of an inch here and an 1/8 of an inch on this side. So I'm going to go ahead and measure that out on my scoreboard so I know where to cut. Okay, so I have about an 1/8 of an inch here on this side. So I'm going to cut it at, looks like, hold on, let me get to the edge of this. If you really want to do a 1/4 of an inch, it may even, you know what, it couldn't even hurt it. So let's do a 1/4 of an inch. So it looks like you're going to do it right at the 6 inch. So I'm just going to take this here, measure out to my 6 inches, get this out of the way. Okay. You can cut off some of this extra stuff that you know you're not going to be using right off the bat, but it's up to you whether you want to mess with it and kind of fuss it through there. So you can do this one of two ways. You can try to get it all the way through, which sometimes it won't do that because it didn't do that for me earlier. See? So it didn't go through on this bottom side. I'm going to try to push it down here and see if it's going to do it. Nope. So I'm going to flip. Well, it actually, yay. That's a first. Okay, let me go ahead and cut some of this before it tears. There we go. Okay. So now, I'm going to go ahead and cut it here where you see this little inside. I don't even know if you can see it. But inside the box, there is a little glued portion right here. I'm going to go ahead and cut that off. So you can even, no, I'm going to do it that way. I'm not exactly cutting it on the line because I'm going to fix that in just a minute. There you go. So now I have a perfect straight line there. And throw away the rest of the half, or you can keep it, or whatever you want to do. So I know I want this to kind of like bubble out. Okay, so you can either do it that way. Let's see here. And then I want this flap to come over. So, I don't know if that makes any sense to you, but so I'm going to make a little chipboard sleeve for this to fit into, and I'm going to make a chipboard sleeve for this side to fit into. This one is, you know, either you can tape it down and not use this, you know, you're not going to use this side at all. So you can tape it down if you want to instead. But I'm thinking about doing kind of like a sleeve where, but this will be taped in. And I'm thinking this one is going to be loose, so you can just, you know, slide it out. And I'm going to see how I'm going to round this. Let me see. I'm going to have to kind of coerce it. And that's not going to work. Maybe I can use this. That's not even strong enough. Okay. I'll be back in a minute. I'm going to find something that I can round out my edge here. Hi guys, I'm back. Okay, so it's the next day. It's the morning time. I just decided I wanted to go ahead and try to combine a couple videos into one, because otherwise I'll have like 7 different things going on, or who knows, maybe I still will. But okay, so I went ahead and started cutting some paper, and I have the measurements for you now. I hope I was okay with explaining this to you. I was really tired last night and probably just blabbering on, but okay. Anywho, so on this page, like I said, the black cardstock is 5.5 by 7.25. The colored cardstock is like the whites, and I have some other colors in here. For the first layer is going to be 5.25 by 7. Then you're going to have your next layer that's going to come up here. On here, this one is going to be 5.25 by 7. Or no, I'm sorry. Now this is 5.25 by 7. This is 5 by 6.75. And as you can see, this is how I do my tape, my score tape. I use the 1/8 inch, and in between I will put glue. So I normally use my Scrap Perfect glue, but I'm running low on that, so I'm going to use this little photo glue stick that I got here. But before I do that, I went ahead and, oops, cut out my tag sheets, okay? And by the way, I did go around this, no, I'm sorry, this one, the white sheet with this, turquoise pigment dye, or pigment, and so I'm going to go ahead and use the black on this one. And let's see, I had all my little, here we go, this is black. So I'll just pull this one off. I just use one. I don't have like a bunch of these. I don't know. Anywho. Oops. So I'm just going to do a real thin line. I basically just go right along the very edge. Almost like cradling it, you know, with this here, hugging it. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same. This is the first image that the first tag I'm going to use. Oops. And I'm going to make this like a little magnet door. So I'll show you that in a second how I'm going to do this. Okay, go ahead and what do I do? Oh, there it is. Put my lid on here. I'm sorry, this is kind of getting messy. So I'm going to move some of this out of the way. These are just all my little tags. You can go ahead and just dress them first. That way you don't even have to do it as you're using them. Okay, so now that I know that I'm going to put a magnet on here, where's my little flippy here? Here it is. So I know I'm going to do this. So I'm going to glue this here, but I realize that this is a little bit too big. So I'm going to take off just a smidge at the bottom here. Just a hair. And that should be better. Yeah. Okay, so then I went ahead and I got some of this. I used some more of my turquoise cardstock. I'm going to go ahead and edge that in the black too. No need to do it in blue. It's already, you know, blue. So I'm just going to do the black here. Okay. Then I've got one little tag, and I'm sorry, I forgot to edge that. So I'm going to edge that in black. I took this is like actually from the little small banner thing here. Let me see. It's one of these. So Going to go ahead and distress that on both edges, because when you're flipping it open, you're going to see the back side of it. Okay, so what I'm going to do, but before I put it down, I am going to do a magnet underneath here, and I'm going to do a magnet underneath here, okay? But I just kind of want to measure this first of where I'm going to put this, and I'm going to kind of like center it. Oh, here's my little image. So then it's going to go like this. And I thought that would be really cute. So let me go ahead and get that going. Let me do my, where I'm going to put my magnets first. And if you want to save your magnets, you can always use your washers, which is what I'll do a lot. And you can pretty much, I mean, put it close to the center. That's okay. And then so you'll have your washer. And you'll know right away where your magnetic spot is. And you can either use tape right there, which is probably really the suggested thing, but I'm going to use glue. Because you can kind of feel it. And then I'm going to put glue in here. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Let me move it up a little bit. Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and pull this off. Peel this back. Make sure it's lined up. Fold it over. Then you can kind of lay that back on there for just a moment. And then you can use your 1/4 inch score tape right here. Now, if you already know pretty much how to do this, you can just fast forward this part of it. And go ahead and pull all of these off. You can burnish them, or you can, you know, I don't really do a whole lot of burnishing. It's not gonna come off with the score tape anyway, so trust that. Then I'm going to center it here as much as possible. And then I'm gonna burnish it in here with my fingers. Okay, so now you have your little fold here, and put my little magnets back over here so I don't lose track of them. Okay. Okay. Now, for this part, I'm going to use my tape. I'm going to turn it. again, I'm going to center it a little bit on here. I'm just going to make sure that it kind of is, you know, pretty much even as it can get. I'm going to edge that a little bit more. It looks like I've missed a little bit. Huh. And then again, you can either glue this down or tape it down. The reason why I taped the other one down is because of the magnet on the back. You definitely want to not glue that down by itself, just because it's gonna lift somewhere at some point. So you can kind of rub it in there. Okay, then you're going to put it to the side for a second. You're going to get your little tag. Where did you go? Isn't this great when I do this? I'm sorry, guys. Where did that little sucker go? Oh, there it is. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and figure out the center of this. And it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just doing an approximate. I'm going to go ahead and now that I look at it sideways, it doesn't look like it's in the middle, now does it? That's better. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and as a matter of fact, you probably do want to tape this just so that your little tag pull doesn't pull out. And then so here you go. And you have a little opening there. Okay, so here, I haven't decided exactly what I'm going to do yet. I could do a little pocket. I could actually, I do know here, I'm going to cut some of the 6x6, or you can use your leftover strip of this, or you may want to keep it. You never know. Well, really, that's not going to work. But you could do it this way, but I'm not going to. I'm going to go ahead and use my 6x6 pad and kind of find a coordinating design. Oh goodness, this doesn't. Here we go. Bubble that in there since it's sticky. Okay, let's see what we got here. I think I may go with this one. This one's real cute. For this one, I'm going to go a little bit longer than this. So let's see what we got here. Let me get my little measurement here. On these, okay, where it says, where it has the line, that is your 0 line. It's not here at the edge. I don't know why they do that, but so this is 5 inches. So I'm going to do this at 4 and maybe 7/8. Let me see. Oh, hold on to get my, oops. Oh my goodness, I'm just making a hot mess over here. Yeah, it's mostly going to be 4 and 7/8 by 3, most likely. So I'm going to go ahead and do my 3. Okay. And I'm going to flip it over because I know my words start here. I'm going to do it at the 4 7/8 and cut. And I never throw away my extra little pieces. I always put them to the side. Or actually, you can keep your tags. The best thing to do is to keep your tags over to the left of you. And then I always put my extra paper behind me so that it's not in my way. Let's see here. And I still need to do just a little smidgen off here because it looks like I just got that bump in there and I don't want that there. Okay, so I'm going to come back over here to my page. Okay, and so this should be about perfect. And it is. So I'm going to go ahead and use my black ink and edge it real quick. Put my tape on the back. I like to do like a Z pattern. I know it's kind of strange, but maybe some people don't do that, but I always do a Z pattern and then come back. Seems like I save just a tiny bit of tape, but actually it all adds up eventually. You're going to kick up your pieces that go over the edge and fold them back onto the tape. And then we're going to put it on there. And there we go. So now you have your little flip page with the magnet there. So nice. Okay. Let me see what I'm going to do with this. You could use one of these, although it doesn't show up on this color very much, so probably not that. You could use one of your pockets here. Let's see what we got. And go ahead and open those up. Or you could just use this little cat's meow. Or let's see. You could use this little lady here. You could even use one of these. And it could be like a, and then like maybe put a small flower here. And so it can be something that just holds your photo in place. So that is completely up to you. But this will hold a 4x6 or a 5x7, I believe. But like I said, I would probably go with a 4x6. Let me see how that'd be kind of cute. Or you could use this. Let me see how big it is. And you could also use this to tuck stuff behind, like tags, etc. That looks real pretty. Yeah, yeah, I think I might do that. And so I would put my tape on the bottom of here and on the side of here, and then you can just tuck stuff underneath here. So let me go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and edge it with the black. And I like to take my my little itty bitty scissors and cut off the little bumps, because sometimes, and they're getting dull, so I guess I need some new ones. There we go. Here, there's still two. Just so you don't have anything hanging over the edge. I mean, you know, add a little more ink there. I'm going to do my little bottom here. And then so you could just have some like tags here and some journaling tags, so that'd be real cute. Let me see. You know, just like that. So anywho, I'm going to turn this off for now, and then I'm going to come back. I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do for my next page, and then I'll be back.